Hey everyone, my name is Gabe Zepeda, and I want to tell you about an exciting event coming up called Show Me Your Glory Worship Ministry Labs. And this event is going to be held at Waterbrook Church in Victoria, Minnesota, July 22nd, August 5th, August 12th, and August 19th on Wednesday nights. And it's going to be from 7 to 8. And this is basically designed for worship leaders, pastors, and anybody who wants to learn more about worship and learn more about what worship is. And so this, of course, the title is taken from the book of Exodus, where the prophet Moses, as he is engaging with God and God is revealing himself to him, speaking to him, comes a point in the story where he just desperately wants more of God, and he cries out, "God, show me your glory." And of course, God responds to him and shows him his back. And Moses falls down in prostration to worship God. And I think, man, that's such a great picture of what a Christian is that a Christian is somebody who, the more that they spend time with God, the more they engage with God and see him for who he is, the more of God that they want. And they just want to be with him. And that's really the goal of this, is that your heart would be stirred, your heart would be encouraged to worship the Lord and to be used of him in your context, in your ministry, more effectively. And so the first topic that we're going to cover is a theology of worship. What is the story of worship that we see unfold in Scripture from Genesis to Revelation? And in light of that story, what is the story that we play in that bigger story of redemption? And how can that story help us in our understanding of, man, what is God's heart for worship in the church? And then the second topic that we're going to cover is gospel-centered liturgy. So as we think about a worship service on a Sunday morning, and we look at some of the elements that go into an order of service, there's singing, there's prayer, there's preaching. When we think about that, how can we orient our services around the gospel? What does that actually look like to have a gospel-shaped order of service, and why is it actually important? So that's what we're going to look at for that week. And then the third week, we're going to look at the heart of a worship leader. So we don't just want to talk about worship, as important as that topic is. We want to talk about the worship leader. Who is the worship leader? What are they supposed to be doing? Man, what are they actually doing when they lead God's people in worship? Does God care about their personal life on stage and off stage? Does God care about our personal holiness and our walk with the Lord? So all those things we're going to talk about. We're going to bust out some leadership principles from Scripture, but more than that, we want to talk about how we should be relating to God as worship leaders in light of how God sees us as his children, and we view him as our Father. So we're going to be looking at that. And then the last week, we're going to look at, this is the most practical week, how to plan a service. So all of these topics are going to be leading up to this. As we get a theology of worship, gospel-centered liturgy, understand worship leadership more, the ball is just going to be in your court then. And then you're going to plan a service. You're going to put together, based on what you've learned, based on what God is showing you, when you think about your church and your context on a Sunday morning, how would you plan a service? What songs would you pick? What songs would you not pick, and why? What are some of the sermon themes that your pastor is going to be preaching on? How should you engage with him during the week so that you can be on the same page together? How can you tell the gospel story in your service plan? And then, even just some of the other elements like prayer. What kind of prayers are going to be prayed? Prayer of confession, prayer of thanksgiving. What's it going to be? Why? Where's it going to be in the service? And so all this is going to be designed to help you and equip you and encourage you. And so if any of this piques your interest, sign up today. And again, this is going to be at Waterbrook Church in Victoria, Minnesota, July 22nd, August 5th, August 12th and 19th, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. See you there.